afternoon, Mr. Gassert from where?
Peachtree Corners, Georgia. I get a kick
from
out of that.
Oconomowoc, Wisconsin.
Wow, wow. I'm sorry. I'm in one of those fun moods today. Yeah, Peachtree Corners, Georgia, the peachiest place on the planet. Haven't said that for a while. And I'm just going to throw a challenge out. Kenny, I know you couldn't be with us tonight, and that's okay. But to all my brothers and sisters at the Peachtree Corners Business Association, last week I was at our monthly coffee. You know, it's coffee, tea, or me. Some people eat donuts, drink water, whatever you do, but it's still out there. So join us. Elevate your profits. Love to have you. You can talk about your purpose, your cause, whatever it is you do out there. A lot of you have your own businesses, and this is a great platform for you to pontificate the finer points of what you're doing out there in the real world. We'd love to hear about it. So we're inviting you. Tom and I are saying, come on, man. I'm going to start a PCBA challenge, you know, and get real peachy with it or something. I guess that's what I got to do.
Yeah. So a little bit about how long have we been doing this program now, Mark?
Is it 3 or are we? Is it
3.5 years? I think 4 years, August or September, October this fall. That's amazing.
Good golly, Miss Molly.
You know, we've done pretty much continuously, whether it be a replay or live broadcast like we're doing tonight with guests. But tonight we don't have a guest. But before we get going, we like you shared, we started this platform from an entrepreneurial perspective. Myself being in business for myself since 1983 in the financial service industry, moved on to different things. But I've always been in a business where I wanted to help and serve people improve their lives. And I think by being in business for yourself, it does bring some challenges. It's not easy to be in business for yourself. But the trade-offs for the time freedom and the income opportunity where you control your environment and your life through your own business, doing what you love versus doing what somebody else loves is so important. So, you know, we've interviewed some pretty significant people on our program. I'll drop names here a little bit. Benjamin Gay III, the last living person ever coached by Napoleon Hill, was in network marketing. Yes.
There it is. There's the book.
That book has created more millionaires than any other book, except probably the Bible. You know, if you get into Proverbs, you know, King Solomon. But I was introduced to that book in 1983, and we had a leader in our company, is Richard Thawley. I'll drop his name a little bit. He was a national director of sales for A.L. Williams.
I remember that company. Yeah.
Yeah, that merged with Primerica and Citigroup. Right.
Correct.
And then because of that, you know, there's a lot of people that didn't like the changes. He left and started World Financial. Mm-hmm. It's about a $2 billion a year company now. Right. But Richard had us read that book. And every Thursday in our leadership meetings, we would go through the chapters and topics, and we worked on them. And in that period of my life, I went from corporate world into labor negotiations to being in business for myself. Go ahead.
No, keep going. No.
I'd never been in business before, never been in sales before, and started applying those principles. Didn't realize on a subconscious level what I was doing. I grew in the ranks pretty rapidly.
Right.
I thought it was all me and my efforts, but in reality, looking back on it, it was the teachings of Napoleon Hill that got me in the right frame of mind to have a different level of success or different types of success, being in business for myself. And I didn't realize how powerful it was until I became a coach with Bob Proctor, Thinking into Results, became a certified coach, Thinking into Results. Bob started his business career with Napoleon Hill as well. So it works. We know a lot of people that have read this book that are very successful in their careers, their businesses, and I highly recommend it. Whether you're going to business for yourself, it'll change your life. You get clarity on your purpose and your why.
Right. Absolutely.
Why we're here today. And so that's a little my backstory on that. So our whole mission is to help people look at options. Being in business for yourself is an option. There's all different types of business. You got your traditional brick and mortar type business, your bakeries and retail stores and clothing stores, any commodity sales that you'd have in stores, restaurants. You got franchises, you've got network marketing, which we've covered many different times, affiliate marketing, and those type of things. So I've been exposed to just about every one of those entities. My wife and I, we have a traditional brick and mortar business in the health and wellness industry with holistic health, massage, and nutritional consultants, those type of things. So we have a traditional type business as well. But I've been the renegade. I've been the one that's out there doing network marketing with ASEA, taking advantage of ASEA, Be Connected, as well as what I'm going to share with you today, CUE streaming as a product and a service that I'm using to create a fundraising company. So I'll tell you that little story, share a little bit about, there's different ways to build businesses. And I think one of my missions, looking back at my old notes and my purpose and whys, I always wanted to serve people, help improve people's lives. And one of them was being involved in local communities. I've been involved in the Kiwanis Club here locally since I moved to Oconomowoc. That's 10 years ago. American Legion as well. You showed your card this morning, and I said, "Where is mine?" I found it. There's my American Legion.
There it is. Hey,
there it is. Working in our community with causes that I have a heart for. But here's the challenge that was part of my mission is we have finite time. Never have enough time to really contribute to help support these organizations. Organizations days are challenged like never before with people. Being able to support the movement, whatever it is, whether it be a faith-based, whether it be a service community, Lions Club, Kiwanis, getting people to step up and contribute in their community is a challenge. And then the other one is money. So I was introduced to CUE streaming as a product, as a business opportunity, and it makes sense, but I didn't want to get into just selling a service by itself. But the founder of the company, David Waddell, his heart was, if you're going to create a company and a business, he wants to make it so that it could be used to help support nonprofits. So I looked at what his mission was, the product. It makes sense. I'm not a big TV guy, but I always like to share with this that here, if you're going to go into business, you got to make sure that you have a business that is relevant to the marketplace. Everybody has a TV, right, Mark?
Absolutely.
24 million homes have at least one television in it. And nearly 90% of those are paying for TV services through their cable provider or subscribing to streaming. The whole industry, I'm just going to give you background here, a little bit about what I did some research on. If I was going to make an investment in building another business, I wanted to make sure that it's not a fly-by-night, it's not a fad, that type of thing, that the technology is going to be here. This industry right now in the streaming industry is migrating away from broadcast technology, like TV signals, the things that you get on your internet services. Those aren't streaming. Now they're going to streaming. It's more cost effective. The technology is better. And so right now it's 42 billion a year streaming industry. That's your Netflix, Hulu, Disney, Roku, you name it. All those different streaming opportunities, companies are out there, but you pay for them. And so the average family is spending money for those entertainment packages, whether it be sports, pay-per-view. If they want to watch the Big Ten Network, they got to pay for that streaming opportunity. So the average family is spending about $1,308 a year for their TV home entertainment packages. That's, in my opinion, that's insane. But people have all different ways they like to be entertained, to kill their time. by watching things that are important to them, whether it be news, political, whether it be sports, whether it be faith-based, whether it be movies, whether it be old sitcoms. So that's behavior. That's what most people do, is to spend. The average person spends about 4 hours a day on their television. So the market's there. But I said, how can and I learned this from Remy El Batwari. He read Think and Grow Rich. He says, can you really think and grow rich? He wrote a book on that. I had the opportunity to meet him and be in some conversations with him. How do you make a decision what you're going to invest your time and money in a business? He says, number one, just like I shared, is it a fad? Is there a market for it? Is it scalable? Can you grow it, multiple times? And that's how he makes all his decisions. So I took his advice and looked at what CUE is doing in the marketplace as a product and a service and the home entertainment. I said, fit all those, but how can I leverage that? Can I scale it more effectively? Instead of doing like most businesses are onesie, twosie transaction, get you to buy the product, move on to the next one, get you to buy the product. But how can you take an influencer that has a need of raising money and have a vehicle that they can leverage their influence over thousands of people, and that percentage of those are going to subscribe to it and dramatically increase your income? So when I did the math and the business model of what CUE did, I says, this makes sense. So I created a company. I'm just going to bring up my logo just to let everybody know. CUE Up Fundraising is the name of the fundraising company I've created. I'm in the ground floor of setting that up, putting together all my marketing materials, my website, all the things necessary to have a presence in the marketplace. So that's the logo I came up with. What do you think, Mark?
It looks good. I like it.
Yeah. So I didn't want to have a conflicting message in my branding. So I took CUE Up. It sort of came to me because CUE Communications is the service, or CUE Streaming. So there's no confusion in branding. So CUE Up is tied with the brand. CUE Communications provides the service. So that's what I came up with.
Nice.
So congruence there. So I started, that concept came to me. You were introduced to it at pretty much the same time I was, Mark. When was that? 3 months ago, 4 months ago now?
Correct.
First of the year. And when I saw what Brad Barton did, he is a podcaster like you and I are doing right now, or does live streamings. He's a business guy. He's a network marketing guy, very successful in his own rights. Former basketball coach, high school basketball coach, went off to be an entrepreneur using network marketing and affiliate marketing. So he did a podcast and did a commercial like we're doing tonight, just telling what the service is, and immediately had over 1,000 subscriptions. His influence, say, hey, it's a good deal, saving you money, you're going to get a great entertainment package, blah, 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 right? He did the selling. But one of the people that saw it was a church. And that one church had a cause, sex trafficking they're promoting. They had 200 churches supporting that mission. So they came on board to use it as a fundraising vehicle, because part of the proceeds and descriptions goes to the nonprofit organization, 10% of the monthly subscription, $6 a month. We'll cover the economics here in a moment. But that one church recruited 200 churches, and overnight, and I say overnight, this is overnight in business. In 90 days, Brad, with just that one link, started cash flowing $50,000 a month and growing. That's leveraging. When I saw it for real and live, and how a church saw this and leveraged it with their influence to raise money for the cause they believed in, it was a win-win-win. So I says, I'm all in. If I'm going to do another business, how can I collapse those time frames quicker? I'm in business. I just turned 74 this last month. So my window of opportunities is shrinking based on the life expectancy. So I said, if I'm going to do another business, what can I do that I can, in the next 60, 90, 100, or 12 months, whatever the case may be, really leverage the message of fundraising to meet an economic goal that, if I told you what my goal was, Mark, a lot of people would go, come on, Ginn, you're kidding me. But I honestly believe with this fundraising opportunity, we'll be able to get up over 100,000 subscribers in the next year. That's $600,000, $400 to $600,000 a month with that one goal. That sounds like a big number, but in relationship to how many nonprofit organizations that have needs out there, there's 1.4 million nonprofits in this country.
Wow.
And so there's a market there. They're raising money, they're writing grants, they're calling their friends, they're asking people to write checks, they're selling cookies, doing car washes, doing crab feeds. We talked about this morning, right, Mark?
Correct.
And they're doing a great job in the community, but the resources they need, it's not covering their needs. They don't have enough people to do those events, and the economic return is low for the effort they put in. So that's why, in a nutshell, that's why I started CUE Up Fundraising. It's a business. I'm using it. Some of the proceeds, my wife and I have some causes we want to support off the income that we make. We give already, but we don't give what I call legacy giving. That was one of my passions, is be able to contribute, be able to write that check with 5, 6 digits, 7 digits in my lifetime to an organization or a cause. With this, I'll be able to, in my business plan, in my legacy plan, how I want to leave this earth, I'm going to be able to leave that type of opportunity to causes that are important to me and my family. So it goes more than just making a dollar. It's not what you do with the dollar. It's more what you do with the dollar than how much you make. So it's filling some of my bigger goals and dreams and purposes. And that's why I started CUE Up Fundraising. But Mark, before we get into what CUE streaming is and do a little demo and show a little bit about the business model.
Sure.
What are you grateful for today? We'll go back to some principles we talked about. What are you grateful for today, Mark?
Well, you know what I'm going to say. Grateful I woke up today. Even though we had fun this past weekend, once again, I was umpiring, and I was grateful even when I was getting chastised, ridiculed at about 9:30. It was the last game of the evening. Whether someone balked or didn't balk, it really didn't matter. The team lost 15-5, and I think, insult to injury, I guess the coach or both coaches were a little upset, I think, at their team, so they had to take it out in someone. So I figured, hey, but all kidding aside, I'm just grateful for the opportunities I have. I'm grateful for the family I have. Specifically, coming up this weekend is Memorial Day. I'm grateful that I'm able to be here again for another Memorial Day. I'm probably going to spend some time on a boat with my son this weekend, he and his wife. And, I'm grateful that I'm able to help Gina with her, her father. We went over there yesterday to see them. And, if I wouldn't have my health, I couldn't do all those things. And to me, that's everything. I always divert to this, Tom, because he was a millionaire plus, my brother-in-law. And like he said, he always figured out ways to make money as opposed to save money. But one thing he told me is your health is paramount. If you don't have that, and he had health issues that some of it was beyond his control. It's unfortunate, but like you said, the window is narrowing down for all of us. I'm not a spring chicken by any of the imagination. As a matter of fact, anybody that wants to send me a GoFundMe for whatever at being 68, that's going to happen for me June 2nd. I'm kidding. You don't have to do that. But, grateful that, I'm going to knock on wood, make it to June 2nd and have another birthday. And
Yeah.
that's where I roll
June
from.
2nd's your birthday? I got to make a note of that.
Oh, absolutely it is. Yeah.
Next
So
week, huh,
if
buddy?
you want to send some cards, gifts, personally, I know Gina and I would take cash, so feel free. You can sell me some money. I don't care. We're not bashful.
Okay.
But all kidding aside, those are things that I'm very thankful. It's kind of like when I do this umpiring and I see teenage kids. I now see my sons. Sometimes I'll see myself as I watch some of these parents out there. I wasn't that crazy, but some parents get out of control. And I think all of us just need to relax and enjoy the process and not get so intense. But you asked me about gratitude, and that's where I roll from every day. The fact that I have the ability to wake up and do and the choices I have. I have choices.
Yeah.
So I'm very thankful for all that.
Yeah. Yeah, I am as well very grateful for to have another day above ground, vertical on my feet to go out and serve and make a difference in other people's lives.
Sure.
That's my ultimate goal. Always try to leave somebody in a better place is something that I learned from Bob Proctor. And it was rooted in some of my missions and purpose in life, but things become clear as you get mentoring and coaching, those type of things, and see what other people have approached life and the world from a different perspective has been monumental in my life. So I'm grateful for my health. I'm grateful for my faith. I'm grateful for the opportunity that has been given me. I'm grateful for this, that flag.
Yeah, absolutely.
We've got a lot of turmoil and strife going on, and but I still, if you really study history and how this country was founded and what the principle was founded on, you still won't find a better place to park your tent. And that's for those people out there putting tents. You're fortunate you're able to put a tent up in this country, because many countries, they would throw you off the top of a building or cut your head off because you protested. Yeah. So we've got to be grateful and keep things in perspective. So Memorial Day weekend's coming up. This is the weekend that we honor those that gave the ultimate to our country and to the freedoms and liberties we have, is they died for the cause. And so I'm so grateful for this coming weekend. If you know anybody that's a veteran or served, just let them know how grateful you are. It means a lot. I wear in town, sometimes I get downtown, I got my veterans cap on, and it's really something when somebody comes up to you and says, thank you for serving. And I don't take that lightly. It's a badge of honor, but I still keep it in perspective. I didn't sacrifice like so many other people did in the Vietnam era. I grew up at my services around the Vietnam era. So we had a lot of conflict going on about that war, about soldiers, about police, everything like that back in the 60s. But a lot hasn't changed, but a lot has changed. So we need to really stay focused on the common good this country has. Is it perfect? Absolutely not. Is any business model perfect? Absolutely not. But you find the goodness in each one of those and be grateful, and it'll carry you forward. So I just thought I'd share that. So I'm grateful for you, Mark, having you in my life as a friend, and the chats that we have, and to be able to share that. And this program, I could be thankful for Ken Walls and at least bringing the opportunity of how powerful streaming can be. I would never have met any of the people in my business life in the last 4 years if it wasn't for this platform. It's opened us some doors. It's given me more confidence. Like Mark, we've talked about it many times. Who would think that we would be on here doing a live stream in front of a stupid little camera, right? But now it's just like sitting over a cup of coffee and just talking, so yeah. No big deal.
Yeah.
But so the announcement is sort of pre-announcement, sort of pre-launch. I don't have a hard date that I'm formally doing. I've got getting all my marketing content created right now. Had a meeting this morning and just let people know, fine-tuning some of my marketing letters. Pretty dynamic, bringing people's attention to nonprofits, how important it is to at least take a look at our opportunity. So that's sort of the announcement tonight. We're just sort of doing a pre-launch here, doing a commercial for CUE Up Fundraising. And I'm just going to, you have any questions, Mark, any comments you want to make?
Oh, no, I'm going to let you get into this. And just real quick, everybody ask, and I'll keep it real succinct and to the point, is to better people's lives, what Tom was talking about, and to be a face for good in the world. That's what elevates your profits. If you had to put it in a sentence, go check out the page. That's what it's about. So. And with that, Tom, you have the floor, sir.
Okay, I will just got a little slide presentation to sort of keep me on track. So again, I just want to welcome everybody here tonight. Tag and share this out. You never know who we're going to influence, what type of difference we can make in somebody's life. So if you're involved in a nonprofit yourself, I'd love to have a conversation with you, share what this service can do for bringing economic relief to your organization. Also, I'm looking for people that have that passion to work in non-space, help collaborate together and build a business to help support the nonprofit. So don't hesitate to reach out to myself or Mark. You can direct messages on Facebook or LinkedIn. Whatever, we'll be glad to have that conversation with you. So welcome tonight. I'm really excited about sharing this. So tonight, what is CUE Streaming? The service. This is the product. It's like the cookies that the Girl Scouts or Boy Scouts sell to raise money for the cause. So what's the service? It's TV streaming. That's the service that is being sold as a fundraiser. And then I'll talk a little bit about the opportunity that CUE offers. Now you can look at it two ways. What could I do with it? When I say fundraising, it's not just nonprofit. I'm in this for fundraising myself. Okay. Not going to hide that whatsoever. My motive is the economic return on a business opportunity that I feel that can meet my goals and needs immediately as well as long term. So I'm taking it's a serious business for me, a serious cause. But we want you to look at it as an opportunity for yourself. And if you want to become part of our CUE Up Fundraising Team, we can have that conversation, what that looks like, what roles I have. I have 6 vertical niches I'm working. Some people have a stronger desire to work in faith-based. Some have a stronger desire to work in political bases. I personally be going after service organizations such as the Lion Clubs, Kiwanis Clubs, and veterans groups. Those are the things that touch my heart the most, where I want to have an impact on young people and help those that have served this country in many different ways. So that's the niches I'm working. So if you have something you want to promote or help promote those causes in a niche, let me know, and we'd be glad to talk to you about how we can help you get your business off the ground in that sense. Any comments, Mark? Anything?
No, I think this is great what you're doing to give everybody a chance to look at what it's about. Because everybody has some sort of platform right now that they're streaming from on their TVs.
Yeah. So I was introduced to CUE streaming as a business, something to sell, something to make money in a business model. Now, affiliate marketing is a very effective compensation program. If you got a good product or service, just referral. Somebody subscribes, you get paid. It's not network, it's not MLM or anything like that. It's true referral commissions. I refer it to Mark. Mark signs up. I get paid for a commission on that. Mark shares it with somebody else. I get paid again. So it's only a 2-tier compensation program. It's not network marketing where you're building organizations. I'm building a horizontal organization. Those under me can build their organization. I get paid on those two tiers. So we'll cover that, what that looks like. But David Waddell, the founder of the company, that was his mission. With his background in the technology and the internet industry, recognize where this streaming industry goes. So he created a company called CUE Communications, or CUE Broadcast, and got all the licensing with all the major players to be able to stream the services out. And he's negotiated pricing where he can sell it for $60 a month versus the average family spending $110. Okay. So the industry is moving that direction. His mission was to create a product and or service that he could use to support fundraising. He was, in his former life, he was a band director. Let me just tell you his story. But he says he's always frustrated. He spent more time fundraising than teaching the kids how to play their instruments, which was his passion. And so that was his driving force to create a product that would compensate and support nonprofits, specifically smaller community organizations, which need a lot of help. And so that's David Waddell. When I heard I saw his business model and his mission, I bought into it. I said, how can I take his mission, create my own business with it? And that's where I'm at today. What is IPTV? Internet Protocol Television. That's streaming. I'm not a technical guy, but there's broadcasting technology and streaming technology. Evidently, streaming is much more cost-effective technology than broadcasting. So that's the direction of this whole universe, is streaming platforms. That's the direction of the industry. You can do your research on it, do your due diligence like you did. You can see it's not another deal. Okay. Here's the great thing about the product. I myself, being a financial coach, is if you can get more for less money, it's always a good deal, right? Mark, would you agree?
Absolutely.
If you can get your car insurance for 40% less without losing coverage, and with a reputable company that has a reputation of being around paying their claims, it makes sense to just, why not change, right? No difference with this service. Yeah, you may be comfortable with how Netflix works or Disney channels or one of those works, but guess what? In 2 days, you got this, that you got all your channels figured out within this platform. So what's really cool about no contracts, month to month, you can subscribe, terminate, come back on, subscribe again. It supports 5 devices under one subscription. So let's paint this picture. I want to watch Big Ten football or basketball. My wife wants to watch a movie. If I had children, which I don't, they could be watching what they want on their devices. 5 different devices: a laptop, a computer, cell phone, tablets, under one subscription. Only $59.99 a month. So here's the win. You're not sacrificing anything on the quality of the entertainment you're getting, but you're saving a substantial amount of money. So that's the service, the cost of it. I'm just going to go to give you a quick demo what it looks like in the back here.
We're going back office.
Yeah, so I'm going to try to get. Can you see the screen here, Mark?
Absolutely. Oh, I can see CUE demo.
Yeah, the moment you subscribe on your computer, you within minutes you have immediate access. You've got your username, email, and a password. That's it, and then you access it. So this is what it looks like. I'm going to share the screen. Share screen. Here we go. Can you see that, Mark?
It's coming up. There we go.
There we go. So anyway, this is what the interface looks like. I'll just cover real briefly so you can actually see it is a working platform. There's 1,343 channels. You could tag. You got total control. You could put children blocks on your content. You don't want your kids to watch certain things. You can block it out. Everything that's on here is legal. There's no pornography, but there's over 50,000 movies and over 30,000 sitcoms on here for your home entertainment. You can see what you recently viewed, your entertainment packages, news channels, if you're into news, if you're a news junkie, religion, even all your sports, paid per view, no additional charge. So if you want to watch a pay per view event like a boxing match or whatever's on pay per view, I don't know what's out there, you don't have to pay a $29 fee to watch that event. It's included at no additional cost. So that's a winner for anybody in sports. Major League Baseball, Mark, you're in Atlanta. I'm
Yes.
here in Milwaukee, so we're bumping heads on who's going to get to the World Series this year. The Braves are pretty good. Milwaukee's going to wake some people up, I think, this year. So,
Well, that's good.
You got all your channels here, but I'm just going to go to local TV. You could be, if you're like, I'm from California, I want to see what's happening in California news. I can go and find the NBCs, ABCs in the San Francisco, Oakland, any part in the country. So you watch all your local news, all your national news, and more. Worldwide news, everything's here. There's even those that have faith-based broadcasts. These are all here. This is growing as well. That's just live. This is just that's all live stuff.
Right.
I'm just going to go here. Now I'm going to go to what else is in here. Music channels like MTV and all that type of stuff, all the video, music, everything's there. Your movies, they break them down in categories: horror, history. I'm not into horror movies. I can't handle that stuff. But if you're into history stuff, you got all the movies. There's 50,000 movies, and they keep adding to it. So you just put a search in there for a movie that you want to see. It'll pop up, and you can watch it. Okay. All you need for this service is, number one, an internet connection. And then when you subscribe, it interfaces with your internet connection. So if you have a smart TV, it interfaces with the app. This comes with, you just download the app to your phone or your device, and you have instant connectivity on that. So we want to watch a movie, boom or bust. You can play it. You can watch the trailer. So that's the platform in itself. If you're into series, like all the Steinfeld, so you could binge on watching every Seinfeld episode. Or what are some of the TV what do you call those?
Sitcoms or
Sitcoms, yeah.
The Office is one. That's an oldie, but people watch that.
There you go. You got all your series. It's broken down. So this is the product. This is the service, the CUE streaming service. So you got all your Ghost Hunters. You got all this Raised by the Wolves, all these sitcoms and series, science, mystery, drama. You could tag your favorites so you don't have to search. So you find something, you mark your favorites. If you only watch part of it, you can continue watching. So it'll hold it in a menu. So when you come back to it, you want to pick up and continue watching that movie or series. So it's pretty user friendly on that. So That is the service. So we'll get back into, so it's a service, interfaces with your current devices, your TV, your computer, laptop, tablets, phones, 5 devices that can be run simultaneously off your account. No contracts, $59 a month. And more than likely, if you total up, I've known people that are paying $200 to $300 a month for their home entertainment.
Sure.
Easily. So this is a big deal. Let's explore the industry. So you're looking at it from a perspective of doing this as a business. You should be doing your due diligence. Is it a trend? Is it going to grow? Where is it today? And those type of things. So let's take a look at the IPTV industry, the streaming industry, where it is today. There's opportunity in all directions we look. Everybody we know has a television. So everybody we know has it. And not nearly 90% of those people we know are paying for some sort of service. Biggest majority of them, you're going to be able to sell money, save them money because they're spending more than $60 a month for their entertainment. This is not MLM. I'm going to cover the business model here. It's a true affiliate, 2-tiered affiliate program. Just give you, I want you to take your hat off a little bit, play with some numbers. It'll blow your mind, especially if you get an influencer like a Brad Barton. If you brought him in, you'd make him $40,000 or $50,000 a month because he's an influencer. He brought one church in that brought 200 in. That got him to 50,000 or more a month. Okay.
Yeah.
So there's an upside to this. Number one, if you've referred it out to 10 people and they subscribe to it, your service is free because your commission covers your cost. That's 10 subscribers. Who do we, if we got a good restaurant, we refer it to other people. Hey, what are you watching your football games on? Hey, you love SEC, you love ACC, or what are some of those other conferences? Mark, where's Alabama at?
That's the SEC network.
Yeah,
they have their own
it's right in the package. You can watch the women's sports, the men's sports, volley, all those different things. But here's another thing. Subscribing to this service and you're using it as a business, guess who's going to pay for your service and tax credits and deductions? Uncle Sam.
Yeah.
So in reality, the moment you sign up, your deduction of your service is a business expense because you're demoing it. You're using in your business the resources of the platform is a business. So in reality, Uncle Sam's going to pay for your service. I've always encouraged my financial coaching is finding passive residual income opportunities. You share it out there, do the work on the front end. They continue subscribing. You get paid month after month after month after month. And this could go on for years. So I always like to find what would happen if, the if question, right? You just shared this as one person a month. Doesn't sound like a lot, but they shared it with 10 people a month. We'll take a look at those numbers. This is the leverage of a 2-tiered affiliate program. But number one, in reality, your service is going to be free if you apply becoming an affiliate with you can become a subscriber. Say, I don't want to make any money. I don't want to use the business fund. You can subscribe for $59. Check terms and conditions, and you're an affiliate, and the company pays you on a monthly basis with that. There's the financial rewards we want to talk about here. Mark, don't hesitate to ask me questions or stop me if I'm not clear.
You got it. I will.
In the fundraising or an individual, everybody I refer to and they subscribe, I get a 10% commission on the $60. Okay. That's the first tier. Let's take a look what that looks like. I always ask this question: who do you know that could use more income? Mark, we talked about this today, didn't we? This morning. Yes. There isn't anybody I know that couldn't use more income. I call it, we live in a world of illusions. A lot of people look like they're doing well, but in reality, they're struggling. That could be the Johnny Lunchbuck. Somebody's got the job. They got the 2 cars. They got the snowmobile. They got all the toys. and they're living paycheck to paycheck. Me being a financial coach, people are struggling out there. An extra $500 a month could be the difference in them keeping their house or meeting some long-term objectives, getting their kids to college, or funding their retirement. Because a lot of people are just relying on what Social Security will give them and a small pension they may get. And guess what? An extra $500 will change that incomes dramatically. So who do we know that could use more income? That's always the thing, because you want to build a front line of teams that will help you share the message of the product. What's two-tier? Let's talk about that. Here's the good news. Let's take a look at this model. This is you in this light blue circle. Independent sales or a nonprofit. One and the same. Just one thing, when you're a nonprofit, you just check a box that you're a nonprofit. How they pay you is in the form of a donation, not a commission. So it's for IRS reasons. You've got to be a valid nonprofit to get paid a donation versus a commission. Little IRS thing. So you subscribe, you're a nonprofit. This is how it works. Level 1, this is you. And these are your friends or the members in your organization, your frontline people in your nonprofit. You just introduce it to them with a simple email. We're going to save you money. We're raising money for our cause, whatever that may be. They look at it, they subscribe, they see the benefit. You get $6 for each person that subscribes. Doesn't sound like much, does it, Mark? $6? But let's take a look at this. If you subscribe 10 people, that's $60 per month coming your way. And your service is basically paid free, plus your IRS benefits that you're going to get, okay? But if you had any influence over time, you introduced to 100 people that subscribe, you'd be making $600 a month. It doesn't sound like a whole lot. Let's take a look at the next picture. $200 to $1,200 a month. And if you have an influencer like Brad did, he did his podcast, he did his commercial on the CUE. He initially had 1,000 subscribers, but one of them was a church that brought 200 in. And this is where the leverage came in. So that's $6,000 a month. Can that happen overnight? It could. More than likely, no. But you never know who's an influencer that sees the business for what it is, rolls their sleeves up, and goes to work. That's leverage. So let's take a look at the second tier commission. So keep in mind, I enroll Mark as a subscriber or an independent sales associate. I make $6 a month off Mark. But Mark is a president of a nonprofit, and he put some marketing information out about the service. And let's take a look what that means. Level 1, you make $6 for every subscriber. Let's say Mark brings Joe, introduce to Joe. That's level 2. I make $4 on every person that Mark brings in. So the level 1 person brings in 3 people. That's $12 to the level per month that Mark would make. Okay. Level 2, $4 each. Tom enrolls 10. That's another $40 a month. Mike, whoops, I didn't get Mike's name in the circle. Enrolls 100. This could be somebody may has a little more influence, is working the business as a business, not a hobby. That's $400 additional dollars to Mark. If this was you, what would you make per month? I forgot what that's, $4,800 a month. So you get a nonprofit that enrolls 1,000 people. Guarantee you there's an organization that has influence over more than 1,000 people, okay, in their community. That's $4,000 a month on the second tier. So whoever Mark brings in directly gets 6, and everybody they bring in as a subscriber, he makes 4. Okay. Just do the math, play with the numbers, do a linear graph. I bring 5 people in, and let's say each one of those averages 5 people. and you have a marketing strategy. One of the things we do, CUE has a great marketing packages with little videos and content to help you market it. But if you become want to market as nonprofits, I'm creating all your marketing materials to market to nonprofits. And then we're providing support materials to the nonprofit in the forms of their marketing letters, their website content, their newsletter content, to help them get their fundraiser off the ground, because my success is based on their success. I know this for a fact. The organizations I belong to here locally, they're just volunteers. They're in it to support the Legion or the Kiwanis Club. They're raising money the old-fashioned way, selling cookies, doing shrimp feeds, and all that type of thing. And they're getting tired and worn out, and they're losing members because the work is hard, the return is low. Here's a great opportunity that makes it legacy type income. Can you imagine yourself introducing a favorite nonprofit, they subscribe and they get 1,000 people? You just help that organization create $4,000 a month or more on a monthly basis with this 2-tier. So that's the good news. Get paid first tier, anybody you personally bring in and introduce subscribes, and whoever they bring in. That's 2 tiers. That's not network marketing. That's not, people say that's a pyramid. No, it's 2 levels. Okay, 2 different things. The bad news is that you only get paid 2 levels. Okay, that's the bad news. Somebody that comes in the 3rd and 4th level, money's going to the company. But here's the good news around that. Is Stream is putting $5 a month of every subscription into a pool on a monthly basis. If you have 2,000 subscribers, you have a seat at the table, and you share proportionally to those thousands of other dollars that are in there. So that's profit sharing. Well, 2,000 sounds like a lot of people, but I guarantee you, if you're doing this as a business, getting 2,000 subscribers for a valuable service with a proper marketing plan and strategy, and leveraging influencers such as nonprofits, or how about this, property managers. A property manager, I've talked to my property manager at our condo association. I'm introducing to his company. They have over 5,000 doors, residential doors they manage. Let's say 50% of them enrolled. That's $6 times 2,500. How much is that a month, Mark?
2,500 times 6. I got to do the math. That's like what, 12, 30, was it? Oh my God, I'm having an answer.
Over 15,000 a month.
15,000.
Some of those people are going to refer to their cousins, their brothers, their uncles, or they see, hey, there's an opportunity for you to make some money, and they come on board. They refer it out like we're doing here. So a property manager, is anybody in real estate that manages residential? They got cable going to those houses and apartments. They're paying for subscription. Here as a property manager, you have an opportunity to increase a service, a valuable service to your customer base, and monetize that even further. It's not taking advantage of them. It's just, hey, I got a better service for less money. Take a look at it, you like it. And here's a good thing. They're going to move out of those apartments and you buy a house. They're going to take their subscription with you. So you may have a lifetime customer. And then new resident comes in, subscribes, you're going to get that. So your vacancies, when they leave, they're going to take their subscription with them, and you continue to get paid. So it's a pretty lucrative thing so if you're in real estate and no property management, or have real estate and you have people that that have TVs that you do real estate with, they need to know about it. Monetize your following. No problem with that. Right, Mark? Would you agree?
Oh, absolutely.
So that's the profit sharing. And that's more if you're really serious about it. There's going to be, let me share with you how big this industry is right now. So that's pretty exciting. If you run the numbers, being able to share in the company's profits on a monthly basis. If you earn a seat, you have to have 2,000 subscribers in your first and second tier total. So your first tier may have 500, but your second tier is more likely going to have 1,500. You have, guess what? You qualify the profit sharing monthly. So let's take a deeper look at this. What the profit sharing means. Your level 1 and 2, if you have 2,000 total subscribers, you earn a seat. So if you have 6,000, you earn 3 seats at the table, and you share that proportion to the other seats. Okay. So let's say 100 subscribers are in CUE. There's going to be millions of subscribers because the market's that big. Okay. So we're talking very small numbers here. 100 subscribers puts 500,000 into the monthly bonus pool. And let's assume that 50 people have qualified with 2,000 in their level 1, 2. That equates to 10,000 per month per seat. So if I had 3 seats, I had 6,000 people, I would earn
right
30,000 a month in profits sharing above and beyond my first and second tier as well. So what happens if there's 1 million subscribers in CUE and you own a seat? We're talking 5 and 6 digit, 7 digit income per month in residual passive income. That's a serious opportunity. Would you agree, Mark?
It's unreal.
So that's mind blowing, as I call it.
Like that guy there in your presentation.
His mind exploded. If you really look at the opportunity, Mark, and I've looked at a lot of businesses,
sure,
a lot of opportunities in my lifetime. This one blew my mind. A service that everybody has, nearly everybody we know has,
right,
saving them money, and you can't go wrong. It is a business. It's a very simple business model, all the resources there. But if you really want to leverage it, leverage influencers, nonprofit organizations. They can use this service to raise money for their cause with a valuable product. That's all that we're doing. Better than cookies. Okay.
Popcorn.
And popcorn. Is it possible? Yeah. I already know people doing it. Okay. Again, comes back to this. Who do you know that owns a television? 124 million households have a TV.
Tom, could you say that again? You said 124 million
households have at least one TV.
I bet
they're watching something on their computer or tablet. Or
one TV in that house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they can run five devices off that one subscription. So the entire family, you don't have to have a subscription for each device, which is pretty cool. So we're saving the consumer, based on the average, what the average family is spending out there, nearly 50%, about $600 a year.
And Tom, could you, since you said, hey, Mark, jump in, could you tell us again how much it costs just to get this service? Like if you want to try it, use it.
$59.99, $60 a month.
$60. Okay. Now let me ask you this: is this contractual? Are you locked in, or
no contracts? If you're a subscriber, there's no contracts. If you're being an independent sales associate or an affiliate, there's terms and conditions, how you conduct business, and rules and regulations.
Sure.
To protect the name of the company, which you can say, which you can't say, those type of things, like any legitimate business. They want to protect their reputation. So there's no contracts. You perform, you get paid. That's as simple as it is.
And I'm going to ask you another question, and I'm sorry, Tom. With that, say like you try it 3 months and you're just an end user and you say, hey, I don't want to use the service anymore. There's no penalty or anything like that, correct?
You just contact customer service and you terminate your payment method and you're done.
Yeah.
They got great customer service as well. So let's take a look at as a business where we're at. David Waddell is an innovator. He's at the top 2.5% of people out there have a new idea. They take it to the marketplace. They're the ones with creative minds. They see the market. They see the bigger picture. That's the smallest percentage of people that we know. So this is David Waddell. This is where he's at. Where we are right now in the curve of businesses, we're in the early adapters. This is a new service in an industry. So we're early adapters. Our company's an early adapter. About 13% of people that are out there in the business will see that, and this is where we're at, and they'll become part of it. And as the company grows, you're going to grow. I mean, it's just going to, this is the curve. This is where a lot of people get involved in network marketing or affiliate marketing. They're already past the early majority, and they're joining in at the late majority. Hey, it's already out there. Everybody knows the name, blah, blah, blah. So if you're looking at a real opportunity, you want to be an innovator, go out and create something that can impact the marketplace. But here you are right now. You're an early adapter. You have an opportunity to grow with the trends of where this industry is going, where this company is going to go. Over time, there's no doubt in my mind, if you take a real serious look at how to build a business, 2,000 subscribers sounds like a big number, but it's not, especially if you leverage the nonprofit side. So this is the curve, and the profit sharing is going to come to these people, early adapters. You don't want to miss this boat. They come in our lifetime once or twice, maybe. I had an opportunity early on in my life to take advantage of an offering with UPS when they went public. My brother-in-law was in management. They didn't pay him a lot of money, but they gave him a lot of stock options. So they knew. So I had some inside trading information. He says, "Tom, you got $10,000 to buy the initial stock offering. You'll become a multimillionaire overnight." I didn't have it at that time in my life. I didn't have 10,000. If I did, I wouldn't be. We would never have met, Mark. I guarantee it. Okay. So her brother today is more wealthy than we can describe because he was in the right place at the right time. You're in the right place at the right time. You're going to have to roll your street. You're in an early adapter. It's not get rich quick, but any business you get into, you want to be in the early adapter phase of that industry and that company. Is that clear, Mark?
Oh, absolutely.
If you come in 2 years from now, you're going to be an early majority. Yeah, there's still growth and opportunity, but most people are getting into businesses that are already at the peak. Market saturation, name recognition saturation, a lot of different things. Industries changes. The pet rock comes back again, all that type of stuff.
I never bought a pet rock. Did you?
Did I ever buy a pet rock?
Yeah, no. I never did.
But I knew people that had.
Yeah.
Believe it or not. So.
Oh my goodness, is that money?
That's money. Now, are we hyping here? No. You do nothing, you make nothing. You do something, you're going to make something. You do a lot, you're going to make a lot. Plain and simple. Doesn't make a difference whether it's CUE, whether it be connected, whether it be a CIA. No different. You're in real estate, you sell no houses, you make no money, right? You have to put what you take to the market in a business plan. This is a very simple business plan. The resources are provided by CUE. If you're going after nonprofits, I'm providing resources to help market to them. So you don't have to go out and create it and spend thousands of dollars. So, okay. But I'm not letting anybody in on my team. I'm looking for 6. I've already done my math of what niche markets I want to work in. I'm looking for 6 people that want to work in one of those 6 niches to be the driving force, and we all can win together. I don't need thousands of people. I need 6. And if you go out and get 6, you can do the same thing. We can make hundreds, if not thousands of people financially free. And that financial freedom could be $500 a month. It could be $10,000 a month. It could be $100,000 a month. We don't know. But the opportunity's there. This business model makes sense. You just run the numbers, look at a marketing strategy that makes sense, roll your sleeves up and go for it. That's all I tell people. and be associated with people that want to support and help you win as well. So
Technology is not going away.
no, it's not. Is the opportunity here if you do your research, the streaming industry, the TV home entertainment industry is growing. Every time we turn around, there's a new streaming service, right? I just saw something on Fox Nation the other day, a new streaming platform, free for veterans for the first year and blah, blah, blah. So they're out there and growing by the month.
I was just going to say, I think I shared this with you today. Even DirecTV, the satellite version of it, they now have a streaming component.
Yeah,
it's
a more efficient technology to get the content to the end user. That's all I know.
And Tom, I'm going to ask you real quick, how long has CUE been around now?
CUE is 1 year and 3 months.
Okay.
Yeah. So you're in that early adapter phase. They've got big money and resources to put millions of dollars to put this thing together. So this is not, they didn't create this thing out of their basement. There's big money behind putting the technology, buying the licenses. Every product that's in the CUE, they have a license to resell it.
Mm-hmm.
If they don't have licenses, that somebody's going to jail and pay millions of dollars of fine. So this is a legit company. What also makes it even validates it is that the CUE app is on the Google Store and Amazon. So that tells you the legitimacy of, if you have any company that has an app on any of those two resources, you're a legit company. They vet them before they just let anybody put an app up on their store.
Gotcha.
Is this a fad? No. Currently, it's 44.29 billion right now, expected by 2029. That's next 5 years to be 105 billion. That shows you there's that there's going to be a lot of low-hanging fruit, I call it. You're in the right place at the right time with the right product, and just introduce it to people. Some will, some won't, some what. That's my attitude. And if you have a team of people, you build your team with 6 good quality people, you go after markets that can leverage the message, who knows where you can be. So the next step would be for anybody, if you're a nonprofit, get a hold of me. I'll just explain to what support we'll give you to help you raise money with this subscription platform with CUE. If you're looking to strictly just to become an associate, I'll tell you what this involved there. If you just want to subscribe, great. Here's my link. Sign up, and you're good to go. And we thank you for your business. That's pretty much the next step. Just get back to the person that invited you here tonight, or Mark or myself. Put some pressure on you, Mark.
Oh, that's all right. I love pressure.
And if you want to know a little bit more about the service, this is my personal website. You would have one like this with your name,
right?
thomasginn.myqstreaming.com. That'll give you a whole rundown of the entire platform, the service that's out there. So you know what you're getting into as a consumer or as a independent sales associate. And again, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for sharing this.
Yeah.
It's always good to learn something new, which I did.
We've got a couple people that have been out there. Have you seen their comments or anything, Mark?
Yeah. Robert said, hang on here. I got to go back to the comments. I'm sliding over here. He said, yeah, what was it? Oh, that, at one point he said he was talking about like having really high goals and that, and then going after different things. And then I teased him about watching TV, but more importantly, what he said was, And I replied, we all could use additional revenue. I mean, I don't think anybody's, he said, who could use more income? He goes, me, that's who. And he says, laugh out loud. And I said, hey, Robert, we all need additional revenue. He just made a couple comments, but I teased him about watching pro wrestling. And, you didn't mention that, but there are people that watch that like it's.
Oh, yeah. Here, I want to go back to how do you create $1 million asset? You could save $1 million. Most of us don't have enough extra discretionary income to save money and invest.
Well, you're off my list. I was going to ask you, if you want to donate to my cause.
But if you create a business that's generating $5,000 a month, the passive residual income, you can sell that business for $1 million. That'd be like having $1 million in a bank paying you 5% or an investment. This opportunity is willable and transferable. You can leave it to your estate. It's your business. The people that take over your estate have to sign the terms and conditions. They're not going to go out there and do anything stupid in contrary to terms and conditions. But other than that, you're creating a business that can be sold or willed to your heirs. That's another great thing. So whether it be $500 a month, that's equivalent to what? 5%, $500 a month. That's equivalent to having $100,000 in the bank, right? 5%.
Absolutely.
So $5,000 a month is equivalent to having an asset worth $1 million. How long is it going to take you to create a net worth of $1 million, which you're currently doing, is my question. I'll plant this seed. Less than 3.5% of the American people have a net worth of over $1 million. We look around, we think there's a lot of millionaires there, in reality, a lot of numbers, but the smallest percentage of people actually have a net worth of over $1 million. And that's sad in our country. The amount of money people make, we're the wealthiest country in the world, but people don't understand money and how it works and how to accumulate money, how to invest money properly, how to look at businesses, how to make businesses, find those strategies that make you financially free. And that's one thing that I love about passive residual income. Is, Mark, we talked about this morning on one of the programs we're associated as affiliates. We share it. You got to notice the other day you had X dollars come in and notification in your PayPal, right? Or your pay wallet.
Yes.
I got one too, the same time. So
you kind of forget about
that's nice. A little pocket money. Hey, I go to the baseball game this weekend, or
I could go to a Braves game. Gene and I could go to the Braves game with that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Without putting on your credit card, right?
Well, you know what? You just reminded me about something. I'll say it, and you can get mad at me, Braves, but Truist Park does not take anything but a credit card. So if you go to the vending guy or wherever you go, I'm surprised that and they probably prefer that for the parking too. Yeah, you got to prepay for your parking. So everything's, even the ball field that live nearby, their concession stand is,
Yeah, even our high school here with the football game, basketball games, the concession stand, they don't do anything but a debit card or plastic, right?
There's a reason for some of that. I get it.
Yeah.
If you don't have adults monitoring things, but this past weekend at this major tournament I was at, I know they were making money hand over fist, but the sponsor, or I should say the adults, were there running everything. So you don't have to worry about sticky fingers or, I understand that, but yeah, when you said, yeah, I could use it because the first time I ever went there, I gave Gina, I think a $50 bill and said, she came back frustrated and said, guess what? I'm like, what? They only take credit cards. So there, you're thinking you're going to get a hot dog, and that's usually what I like to have at a baseball game, or a brat or something like that.
Yeah.
I just started cracking up. I said, you got to be kidding. She said, no, I'm not. I'm not kidding you. And I'm like, okay, it's different.
I tell you what, yeah, we went over an hour. I hope.
Yeah, there were some people out here. I mean, and there are people watching, I know, so I'm sure, um, and that's cool. It's all
Thank
good.
Robert for being a loyal follower of us. Appreciate you, Robert. Appreciate your comments.
Yeah, he put a bunch in here. Um, he even talked about he met Randy Savage, the Macho Man. Since I said, some people watch pro wrestling, and but all kidding aside, Tom, I tell things in jest sometimes. I think it's a great platform, a program, and there are causes and nonprofit organizations that you and I talked about them this morning. They're not getting any younger, meaning the volunteers, and therefore this is something to sustain them and enable them to continue to move forward. Because I know at our Legion, the one I'm a member of, which you showed your card here. So yeah, I'm not kidding. Tom had showed his. I'll show mine. The ball field needs work. The roof needs work. The bathrooms need work. You know what I'm saying, Tom. So these are all things. Uh, it adds up. And here's an opportunity. Churches, you mentioned about that. Uh, youth sports fundraising so they can go to Cooperstown, or whether they want to go to what's the guy's name, played for the Orioles. I can't think of it right now. I'm having a brain aneurysm here, too much on my skull. But there's different organizations out there. Even American Legion baseball, they need help.
Yeah.
Just to maintain those fields and everything. So it's just options.
Yeah.
They can still do the fundraising of what you're talking about if they want to put people out there. But this is something that it's just a year-round type situation. Kyle Ripken, they do all that as well. And then you talked about property managers, and then you could even get into the people that own these strip malls, like where I live, the Forum. Most of them have TVs in there.
Well, that's one thing. You can't use it for any commercial enterprise.
Right.
Like in a bar or that type of thing. That's under the terms and conditions.
Sure.
Yeah, but
anyway. I figured that, but
But I just want to recognize Trunis Goggins. He was on. He gave us a little heart on we're doing. Hello, Trunis, if you're out there still.
Yeah, 4 P's.
Yeah,
4 P's.
That's it.
Yeah, and I'm not going to tell you what they are. Go check them out.
Yeah.
And he has a brother, but yeah, so what? We interviewed Trunis and we support him. No, I'm just teasing, but very unique person. I enjoyed the conversation, and he definitely has his act together.
Most certainly. Well, my friend, another episode of Elevate Your Profits.
Oh my goodness. And Kenny, if you're listening, that you missed it, but this is hopefully we get you to come back after Memorial Day.
Sure. Yeah, we'll be doing a replay of some sort next week. So.
Yeah, and like Tom said, if you see a veteran or someone that served, it could be ladies, auxiliary, anybody that's out there that's serving, EMTs, police officers, we could go, law enforcement, I mean, we could go on and on and on. Thank them. They don't have to do that. And I'm appreciative that we have what we have, because it enables what Tom was talking about earlier for us to do what we do.
Yep. Do the American Legion poppy, right?
Yep. Don't take it for granted, Yep.
Every dollar goes a long way. So.
Yes, it sure does.
Yeah. All right, my friend, we are done. We'll see everybody on the next turn, as I say in golf. Catch you on the turn. God bless. Have a great weekend. Happy Memorial Day. take some time to honor the real meaning of Memorial Day this coming weekend.
Absolutely.
God bless everybody.